Bonjour, bonjour. We are back in Gangsterland because we are going to look at those highly irregular verbs that don't follow any pattern at all. They just do what they want. They are quite often the most commonly used French verbs. So I also call them the essential verbs because it's essential that we know how to conjugate them. S'asseoir means to sit down. Je m'assois. Tu t'assois. Il, elle, on s'assoit. Nous nous assoyons. Vous vous assoyez. Il, elle s'assoit. The past participle, all pronominal verbs go with être, is s'être assis with the S on the end. Why have I put modern there in brackets? The reason why is that in 1990 there was a French spelling reform and they changed the way they conjugated to sit down. So this is the modern spelling from 1990. The only trouble is not everyone wanted to change. The traditional spelling has an extra E in, s'asseoir, and the conjugation is slightly different. Je m'assieds, tu t'assieds, il, elle, on s'assied. Nous nous asseyons, vous vous asseyez, il, elle s'asseye. Let's look at them side by side. What's happened here is now the two are mixed together. The only thing is they are used slightly differently. So in France, people hardly ever use the modern conjugations of nous nous assoyons and vous vous asseyez. They would rather use nous nous asseyons, vous vous asseyez. However, some of the other modern conjugations are used. It seems to be that when you give a command, you use the traditional way. For example, asseyez-vous or assieds-toi or asseyons-nous. But when you are giving a statement, you might say je m'assois, tu t'assois, il, elle s'assoit. Apparently, in Canada, in French-speaking Canada, they do use the modern conjugations a lot more. Don't worry too much about it. As long as you understand it and you pick one of them, you'll be understood. What does this mean then? Je vous en prie, asseyez-vous. Please sit down. Je vous en prie is very polite, but it's used in polite conversations. It can mean please, like please go ahead, sit down. Or if somebody says, can I take this chair? You can say, go ahead, je vous en prie. Right? It's very polite. I'm sitting on this chair. Je m'assois or je m'assieds sur cette chaise. Take your pick. Using tu. Aren't you sitting with us? Tu ne t'assois ou tu ne t'assieds pas avec nous. Se voir means to see oneself or to see one another. Voir is irregular. Je me vois. V-O-I-S. Tu te vois. Il, elle, on se voit. Sounds the same but with a T. Nous nous voyons with the Y. Vous vous voyez with the Y. And then the last one sounds like the first three. Il, elle se voit. V-O-I-E-N-T. Past participle s'être vu. Vous vous voyez où dans 5 ans? Where do you see yourself or yourselves in 5 years' time? Using nous. We see ourselves living in France in 2 years' time. Nous nous voyons vivre ou habiter en France dans 2 ans. I see myself in the mirror. Mirror can be une glace, as well as ice cream and ice, or miroir, which is masculine. Je me vois dans la glace, or je me vois dans le miroir. Se connaître, another irregular, highly irregular verb. To know oneself or to know one another. Je me connais. Tu te connais. Il, elle, on se connaît, but with a T. Nous. Now this is an ending usually for a regular IR verb. Nous nous connaissons, double N, double S. Vous vous connaissez, double N, double S. Il, elle se connaissent, double N, double S. Past participle, s'être connu. I know her like I know myself. Je la connais comme je me connais. Do you know one another? Vous vous connaissez? Double N, double S. No, we don't know one another. Non, nous nous connaissons pas, double N, double S. Or, non, on se connaît pas. So we've come across this expression before, which is si connaître en quelque chose. Si connaître en quelque chose. It uses that cheeky donkey pronoun, I. It means to know one's stuff, to be knowledgeable about something. What does this mean then? Monique s'y connaît bien en antiquité. Monique knows about antiques. How would you say using nous? We know about antiques. Nous nous y connaissons en antiquité. Using vous. Do you know anything about antiques? Vous vous y connaissez en antiquité? I don't know about antiques. Je ne m'y connais pas en antiquité. Or you could just say it in the positive, but with the word mal. Je m'y connais mal en antiquité. Se connaître, we've also got se reconnaître, which is conjugated in the same way, to recognize oneself or to recognize each other. With all this makeup on, I don't recognize myself. Maquillage, make-up. Avec tout ce maquillage, je ne me reconnais pas. Don't you recognize one another? Vous ne vous reconnaissez pas. Remember, in speaking, you can drop the ne, which is good here because it's such a mouthful. You could just say, vous vous reconnaissez pas. Using tu. Do you recognize yourself in this photo? Tu te reconnais dans cette photo? Se prendre, another irregular essential verb. To take oneself, to take each other. Remember, you use prendre a lot for consuming food and drinks. Je me prends. Tu te prends. Il, elle, on se prend. So far, so good with the SS nothing. Nous. Here come some of the problems. We're losing the D. Nous nous prenons, vous vous prenez, and here, ils, elles se prennent, a double N. Past participle, s'être pris, with an S. Who does she take herself for? Pour qui elle se prend? Well, you could say, elle se prend pour qui? They may add on the word that one. Celle-là, for extra emphasis. Pour qui elle se prend celle-là? Tu te prends trop au sérieux, or trop au sérieux, seriously. You take yourself too seriously. Julien se prend en photo tout le temps. Un selfie, quoi? Julien takes a photo of himself all the time. So when people add on quoi to the end of a sentence, which happens a lot in spoken, in informal French, it's the equivalent of saying I mean. Okay, a selfie, I mean. Or I mean a selfie. You'll hear it a lot. What does this mean? Il ou elle se prennent la tête tout le temps. Se prendre la tête means to do each other's heads in. They do each other's heads in all the time. Je me prends des balles de tennis à chaque fois au club de tennis. When you prends quelque chose, it can mean either you are hit in the face with something or you walk into something. Here it could be, I take my own tennis balls, but I meant it in the sense of being hit by. I get hit by tennis balls every time at the tennis club. But if somebody says something to you like, je me suis pris la vitrine, means I walked into a glass window. Le gangster s'est pris une balle dans la tête. Okay, this doesn't mean that he received a tennis ball in his head. Une balle can be, and in this context, I'm sure it would be, a bullet. The gangster got shot in the head. Okay, se prendre une balle in this context means to take a bullet, to be shot. Okay, another expression, s'y prendre bien or s'y prendre mal. We've got that donkey again, I. To go about something well or to go about something badly. Tu t'y prends bien. You're going about it the right way. Doing well, good job, you're doing it right. Tu t'y prends mal. You're going about it the wrong way. No, not like that. You're doing it wrong. So using that, how would you say, she's doing it right or she's doing it well? She's going about it the right way. Elle s'y prend bien. They're going about it the wrong way. Ils s'y ou elles s'y prennent mal. What does this mean? Je ne sais pas comment m'y prendre. It's like, I don't know how to go about this. I don't know how to do this. I don't know where to start. Okay, then we've got s'apprendre à faire quelque chose. To teach oneself or to teach each other to do something. It also means to be learnt. It's got the word prendre in there. So apprendre is conjugated just like prendre, but with ap in front. I'm teaching myself to speak French. Je m'apprends à parler français. Using tu. Are you teaching yourself to play the piano? Tu t'apprends à jouer le piano? What does this mean? La patience s'apprend. So this is used in a passive sense. Patience can be learnt. You could say la patience peut s'apprendre, but often the French will go straight into the verb. La patience s'apprend. Okay, another prendre is se comprendre. Conjugated again like prendre. It means to understand oneself or each other, or in the passive sense to be understood. Je me comprends. So literally, I understand myself. We probably would say something like, I know what I mean. They don't understand each other. Il ou elle ne se comprennent, with a double N, pas. Using nous. Do we understand each other? Are we on the same page here? Are we seeing eye to eye? Nous nous comprenons? Se mettre à. To put or to put on oneself, to set or to start. Je me mets. M-E-T-S. Tu te mets. Same spelling. Il, elle, on se met. Sounds the same but no S. Nous nous mettons. Okay, most of the time, nous and vous conjugations will have the same spelling in the stem as the infinitive. So here with double T. Vous vous mettez. Il, elle se mettent. Also with double T. Past participle, s'être mis with the S. Okay, you can put yourself into a state. Se mettre dans un état. For example, se mettre en colère means to get angry. Using tu. Why are you getting angry like that? Pourquoi tu te mets en colère comme ça? Elle se met en colère pour un rien. Oh, rien de rien. She gets angry for no reason. Okay? For the slightest little thing. The French would say for a nothing, pour un rien. They're putting themselves in danger. Il ou elle se mettent en danger. So to set in motion, to power up, to start up, we've got these cogs here. Se mettre en marche. The washing machine doesn't start up anymore. La machine à laver ne se met plus en marche. The motor doesn't start up anymore. Okay, many words ending in OR in English become EUR. Le moteur ne se met plus en marche. And the expression se mettre d'accord means to come to an agreement with one another, to agree on something. You have to come to an agreement with each other before tomorrow, using il faut que, which brings up the subjunctive. We have our philosopher here. Il faut que vous vous mettiez, with the little I, d'accord avant demain. Se mettre à l'abri is to take cover or to take shelter. Abri is the word for shelter. Abribus is a bus shelter. Using nous and il faut que, we have to take cover. Il faut que nous nous mettions à l'abri, with the I in mettions, the subjunctive conjugation. Another expression, s'y mettre à quelque chose. It has a few meanings. It can mean to get started. Okay, it can mean to get cracking, to get going. It's like starting with intention, to put one's mind to something. It's got massive focus in there. Quand tu t'y mets. When you put your mind to it. Using vous. Are you cracking on with it now? Vous vous y mettez maintenant? When I get going, nothing can stop me. Quand je m'y mets, rien ne m'arrête. They're starting it from tomorrow. Now this is a funny one. Ils, elles s'y mettent. If you want to say from, like starting from, you can use the word dès. Dès que means as soon as, but dès on its own means from. Or you could use, and it's used just as much, the longer way of saying à partir de. Okay, so you can say ils, elles s'y mettent dès demain. Or ils, elles s'y mettent à partir de demain. Handy little phrases, both used. Okay, se mettre à des potes. Pote means mates, it's slang for friend. S'en remettre de quelque chose. It means to get over something. To put oneself back together again. Think Humpty Dumpty. Se permettre, to permit, to allow oneself, or to allow each other to do something. Se promettre, to promise oneself, or to promise each other. So you can see mettre in all of those. Elle s'en remet bien. She's getting over it well. How would you say he's getting over it badly? Il s'en remet mal. Using tu and il faut que. You have to get over it. Il faut que tu t'en remettes. So it should be, tu te remets, but with the subjunctive, you'd have to take the il, elle, the they conjugation. You take off the ent and you add on, for tu, you add on es. Il faut que tu t'en remettes. Using nous and il faut que. We have to get over it quickly. Il faut que nous nous en remettions with the I vite. Se permettre is to permit, to allow oneself or each other to do something. Je me permets de vous interrompre. Okay, it's a formal way of saying, I'm going to interrupt you. Let me interrupt you. Literally, I allow myself to interrupt you. So you may hear this on a political program. Using tu. You think it's okay to come into my room without knocking first? So express it as, you allow yourself to come into my room without knocking first. It's all about taking liberties. Tu te permets d'entrer dans ma chambre sans frapper d'abord? They allow themselves everything. Il ou elle se permettent tout. Let's look at se promettre in its different conjugations in different tenses. In the present tense, je me promets, tu te promets, il, elle, on se promet, nous nous promettons, vous vous promettez, il, elle se promettent. In the imperfect, when you say, I used to promise myself, or they used to promise each other, or they were promising themselves, the wasing and wereing, you take the nous stem of the present tense, you can see it there, promettons, you take off the ONS, and you add the endings AIS, AIS, AIT, IONS, IEZ, AIENT. Je me promettais, tu te promettais, il, elle, on se promettait, nous nous promettions, vous vous promettiez, il, elle se promettait. The subjunctive, now you have to take the il, elle, the they stem, third person plural stem. You take off the ENT and you add the endings E, ESE, IONS, IEZ. Then you put back the ENT. Like, il faut que je me promette, tu te promettes, il, elle, on se promette. Nous nous promettions, vous vous promettiez, il, elle se promettent. The ENT has gone back on. If you notice, the imperfect and the subjunctive of the nous and vous conjugations are the same, but the context will be different. So you won't get confused. You can't mix the two up. And the present perfect, which just means you use the present tense of the auxiliary verb, and it's one of the past tenses, and you have done something. All pronominal verbs go with the auxiliary verb être. And your reflexive pronouns me, te, se, nous, vous, se go before the part of être. Je me suis promis, tu t'es promis, il, elle, on s'est promis, nous nous sommes promis, vous vous êtes promis, il, elle se sont promis. Vous vous promettez de rester fidèles? Do you promise each other to stay faithful? You have to promise each other to stay faithful. We're using falloir, il faut que. Il faut que vous vous promettiez, with the I, de rester fidèles. What does this mean? Il ou elle se sont promis la lune. They promised each other the moon. Using nous. We used to promise one another the moon. So the used to takes the imperfect. Nous nous promettions la lune. Et voilà les amis, are essential gangster verbs used in a pronominal kind of way. There are a few more before we finish. Merci, à la prochaine fois.